If you ever looked in the mirror and thought, it's too late for me, the damage is done, this episode is for you. Because I promise you, it's not too late. You can rebuild collagen, you can lift sagging skin, you can change the way your skin looks and feels at home without injections or surgery. Today, I'm walking you through exactly how to reset your skin with powerful treatments, strategic layering, and a little bit of time. Let's break the myth that it's too late, because it's not.
Let's talk about the emotional side of skincare. And we want to talk about things that people don't normally talk about.
Yeah.
You know, when you are not looking your best, if you have some acne, some things happening, cystic acne, it really does it puts a horrendous weight on you because you feel when you're walking around at the bank and the grocery store that everybody is staring at what you have going on.
Yep.
Chances are nobody is noticing it, nobody is seeing it.
No.
However, we are our worst critics, like we've said a million times.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter is how you feel inside. It can ruin your whole day. It can ruin your whole week.
It so can.
It's troubling.
Yeah, well, and this is something I can speak rather in depth about because,
Yes.
you know, I had grade 3. There's only 4 grades of acne. I
Right.
had grade 3 acne. The only thing that luckily I was blessed to not have a bunch of cystic pimples. I had a whole plethora of whiteheads, pimples, blackheads, all that kind of stuff. But luckily I didn't have too much of the ones that can cause scarring and things. But it is so demoralizing. It makes you just feel like you want to hide. You know, you don't want to be a part of society. You don't want to go anywhere where you know there's bright lights or something. Like, oh yeah, can we go out, you know, for lunch or out to this? Let's sit outside this coffee shop. Let's not. You know, let's go inside so I can like hide in the shadows and cover myself up with makeup and things like that. And like, you know, even with acne, because that's what I had. Even if you cover things up, you still see all the bumps.
You do.
It's like, even if you have, and I see, I feel so bad for a lot of people. Like, you know, even see on social media, on TikTok, and all these shorts and all this kind of stuff, and people, and you see, most of the time they're selling makeup products, but you see how bad their skin is. Yeah. And it's like, number one, I feel like the makeup is probably contributing to that. Right. That's a catch-22. That was like, it
really is.
You have to use it for as long as you can, but you can't just use makeup to cover up. You have to also be treating at the same time. Like, you need to get on a regimen that's going to fix your skin while you're covering it gently. And then as it lessens, you start easing off on that makeup. And before you know it, you won't have makeup anymore. And so, like, you know, so me, I would have anywhere from 25 plus pimples on my face at a time. I remember I would get it really bad on my forehead and all that kind of stuff. And I'd have to put all the heavy makeup on when I'm going to work. Okay, so now I don't even own a foundation. Right. I do own a little cover-up stick just in case, but most of the time I just like to put that like around the eyes a little bit to make sure like you don't look like you're sleepy, especially on, you know, camera here. But like I don't wear any foundation, and I'm thrilled about that because I feel like too the second portion of this why people wear makeup is like wrinkles and all that kind of stuff. The more makeup you put on, I think the worse your wrinkles look. Right. And that's one of the reasons to stop using so much makeup. But of course you can't do that if your skin isn't smooth and glowing and healthy. So you clearly need to get, you know, working on fixing your skin first.
Absolutely, because makeup kind of becomes that shield.
It is a shield.
You know, it's something that, you know,
hide behind
it's a go-to that we hide behind. See, I'm similar to you, but kind of similar, but the opposite. So I am plagued with occasional cystic acne. Yep. Never had a lot of those small whiteheads and blackheads and that sort of thing, but the cystic acne. And cystic acne is still, like you said, so demoralizing because it takes a long time sometimes for them to heal. No matter what you do, no matter, you know, what you use, it takes some time.
It does.
Take some time to heal that.
And even if you get rid of like the big bump itself,
Yes.
sometimes you've got like that dry
Yes,
skin and all that
100%.
stuff still has to heal. Like you made the bump may be gone, the bacteria may be killed, but you've still got that mark you've got to contend to until it's gone.
And you have that PIE, which is post-inflammatory
erythema.
Redness, erythema. That is probably always going to be a thing with cystic acne most times because it is inflamed. So it takes, some time for that to go away. So that is when sometimes makeup can help camouflage.
Yes.
But when you have the big bump and things, like you try to cover it, but you can't. So, but you try.
You try. You try and you hide and you do the best you can. But, there's a way forward.
So let's talk about that way forward. Let's talk about what we can do or recommend for someone who is using that makeup as an armor, that they can start rebuilding that confidence and getting on a good, nice regimen to where, they can hopefully be on the other side of that.
Yeah, and that is the key. I realize that you've got to hide. Well, you've got to hide. But while you're hiding, spend as much time as you can, like at home with a clean face, right? Like if you have to wear your makeup to go to work and you're going to come home and you're going to have all night, take it off. Take your makeup off as soon as you get home.
Bedtime.
Don't wait till you're ready to go to bed. Go upstairs, take your makeup off. Maybe you can do a treatment. Maybe you can do a peel. Maybe you do an LED mask. Maybe you do an IPL session. Do something and then put appropriate products on. And then start getting into a really good regimen. Like what I find, it's always the same. Always it's the same regimen we recommend. But like even if I were to just pick like 2 key products, we need to exfoliate with like an acid daily. So like any one of the cleansers, I think this is the easiest, most low irritation way to get that dead skin off. And if you get that dead skin off, all of a sudden you get your skin looks smooth. And your pores are more refined looking and you get that like healthy glow about you.
Absolutely.
Even if you still have some marks, even if you still have some pimples and some things going on, just the texture of your skin is better. So even if you just wash with this and then let's say you end up putting your makeup on, your makeup's gonna lay so much nicer.
Exactly.
And the other key product that I wanted to say is a retinoid. A retinoid is what's going to make your skin turn over more quickly.
Yes.
It's also going to, stimulate collagen and elastin and all those good things. So it's going to be doing a lot of work underground. And it's also going to clear out your pores. Like retinoids help to like shed the pore lining, get that out, and then your pores can tighten. So again, going with that like smooth, exfoliated, speeding up the turnover and healing. Just those 2 products alone can get you started. And of course, we want you using antioxidants, and if you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, something like Fade Bright every single day, antioxidants, of course, repair enzymes, those kinds of things are going to start you on your journey. But like I said, just 2 little products like that, so simple. Even when you're hiding behind your makeup, it's going to look better.
One major point that we should discuss is the fact that try not to pick, poke, touch, keep your hands off of it. If you are applying products, make sure you're cleansing your hands first and foremost, because you don't want to touch something. I am a face toucher. I'm not saying I'm a picker, but I'm saying like I rest my hand on my chin all the time. I'm like that type, I'm touchy-feely with my face all the time. So I always have to be mindful of that. Like if I have something going on, like, oh, don't touch.
Well, and like with acne, I was just going to say, like me, when you would have like 25 bumps, like when you feel that, like I would do that all the time, but I feel and it's like so bump. Like the thing is like, acne goes through a cycle, right? It's like a 5-week cycle. So even if you're not even treating it, there are times where it looks better, right? So, but my problem, touching, was like, say, those bumps healed. It was actually kind of looking good for a minute. Then I can't stop touching it, right? Because I'm like, oh, it's so smooth. Oh my God, I would feel it just because it was smooth. And then the next day I wake up and then, there's new ones up because like that cycle is constantly going, has nothing to do with what I did yesterday. But the more times that, you've touched a million things and you're touching, now, 5 weeks from now, all that stuff you're touching all over your face is going to start showing up.
Exactly.
So it is so important not to do that. And like for picking and popping pimples, I get it, right? I get it. I'm telling you, I had like 25 on my face at any time. I get the desire to pop little whiteheads
Yeah.
and clear that out. And sometimes, okay, do it.
It can be necessary sometimes.
You know, make sure your hands are clean, wash your face appropriately, do that kind of stuff. Put like a drying lotion or something on there to heal it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, something like, you know, using like the Salicylic 15 peel
yeah.
or even the Salicylic 3 mini peel
Yes.
and just putting that on while they're closed will help those heal and dry up much more quickly
Right.
than
Yeah.
it would be if you sat there and popped all those.
Very true.
Because the salicylic's going to get in there. It's going to kill the bacteria. It's anti-inflammatory
Yeah.
because salicylic is basically aspirin. Aspirin base going to reduce the inflammation. And
Right.
if you just did that once a week, which is where kind of like peels and stuff come
Yeah.
in, that will help your skin to look better, much better than picking. And now you've got like a little crusted area here and
Yeah.
here and here and here and here, like little mini scabs from everywhere you picked. And then sometimes it's still oozing.
And then your makeup
Don't
looks
do that. It
really
looks
horrible.
worse.
Oh,
it looks
oh,
worse when
yes.
they're like chemical options
Yeah.
are going to work so much better for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, those are good ideas. Or even like Serum 15 if you don't want to do peels.
Absolutely. So the first steps toward kind of freeing yourself from this are a good regimen,
Yep.
not touching your skin,
Yeah.
not letting it get to you as much as we all do emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, shift that focus to functioning, not just what's happening, and let's
Yeah.
try to, you know, be consistent, and, you know, a series of peels as well can help.
It speeds it along, right? Like, you know, so like we're saying, acne is 5 weeks. It's a 5-week cycle. What's on your face now started 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you start using things like acids and retinoids and peels, you're speeding up that cycle because you're removing layers
Yeah,
of skin more
right.
quickly. So something that was next week going to come out and the following week going to come out, they come out sooner. So your skin may look a little bit worse. Okay, well, put a little bit more cover up on this
Right.
week. You're going to have probably 2-3 weeks where it might be But
Yeah.
if you can get past that, you will notice a dramatic, you know,
Right.
smoothing increase and healing. And when all those pimples are gone, you may have a couple of little marks left.
Right.
Retinoid is what's really going to help that because that speeds up the turnover of your skin. So that means you're going to heal more quickly.
Right.
And then once that's all, you know, healed, within, I would say like 6 weeks, 7 weeks or so, after like really being focused, you should be able to be like makeup free. Like that's going to be healed.
Wow.
Those marks are going to be gone. And then you can just do your bronzers and your blushes and your eye makeup and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But you won't have to hide behind makeup anymore.
So
at least for acne.
So stay the course. Stay the course for, you know, 5 to 8 weeks,
Yep.
and just, you know, be diligent.
Take your pictures. You will see the changes happening.
Yeah, that's great news.
And the same, you know, and I understand, like, we can't always, that's one scenario, acne, right? If you've got wrinkles and things like that, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer than 5 weeks, but you are going to notice things looking smoother and better.
Right.
Maybe start putting less makeup on,
Yeah.
put just a little bit of cover up, you know, like to brighten your face. It's really easy to just, you know, a little dab at your
course,
eyes and
yeah.
just around the eyes, just a little bit down the front of your
Sure.
nose. I'm no makeup expert, but there
Well,
are
and
lots of great videos.
Makeup has come a long way too. Now they have some powder foundations that are a little
Yes.
less, you know, so you're not putting on a liquid foundation and then a powder foundation and then
Oh, yeah,
a
the
setting
powder.
powder and then a setting spray. And,
Yeah, setting powders are no good for wrinkles.
Right. So, I mean,
Baking.
there are some foundation powders that are nice and light, mineral based, that might work a little bit better
Yeah,
with
mineral makeup.
hiding some things versus, you know, a liquid, then a powder, and then a this. So probably
Yeah.
less is more, you know?
Less is definitely more. And if you have pigmentation, that was like the last one I would say, like that
Yeah.
we could get into that. Obviously that's going to take some time to go. That's where, you know, you want to get into peels, you want to use your melanin inhibitors every day, acids for sure, retinoids for sure.
Yes.
You know, peels like lactic, mandelic, Jesner, things like that. Those are going to get the pigmentation moving. And of course, you know, you can still use your little concealer.
Sure.
I find too, like the Coats SPF,
yeah.
the Flawless SPF 50 that comes in 2 different colors. It comes
Yes.
in like the light tint and richly tinted. That for me is like makeup.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you put your SPF on and there's that light tint. And I
Yes.
feel like it's not a cover up, but I feel like it does help to like even your skin tone.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, of course, if you feel like you need a little bit more, if you have really bad pigmentation, go ahead and cover up with that makeup while you're treating. But like the peels, LED mask, all that kind of stuff is going to
Yes.
really speed up and get rid of that. And
Yeah.
before you know it, you will feel comfortable without makeup on like that.
Yeah, let's talk real quick about the devices, because I strongly feel the blue light in our Illuminate mask absolutely helps with acne cycle.
Oh, for sure. Oh, you know what? There's one right here.
Absolutely.
Right. So this comes in red, infrared, yellow, and blue.
Yes.
So red and infrared are also wonderful for acne,
Yeah.
healing, anti-aging. Yellow is good for pigmentation, and blue is good for acne.
Yeah.
Because it kills bacteria and super healing, and it also controls the oil. So if you have super, super oily skin, that's where the blue light can help. So, putting something like this on for at least 10 minutes a day, I think the timer goes up to like 30 minutes.
Yes.
But at least 10 minutes will really help with, acne,
I will
oily
do both.
skin.
I will do the red, and then at the end of my red, I'll at least do maybe 10 minutes of blue. I try to squeeze that in there.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I'll do that on occasion too. Yeah. Well, I know we're going to start recommending our DNA repair enzymes, and those are activated by blue and violet light waves. So I think we're going to be sending people to the blue light a lot. So at least for a good 10 minutes.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that is, it's great. I mean, I've been in a small acne cycle before and started using that, and it just kind of helped dry things up lickety-split. I strongly recommend that.
Yeah, that's a super call. And of course, so what else?
Regenerate is definitely something.
EGF, that is really good for healing like cystic pimples. It helps to deflate them very quickly. And of course, epidermal growth factor is making your epidermis regenerate very quickly. So if you're using something like an acid, either your acid cleanser, serum 15, or a chemical peel, something like that to help get that down and get the dead skin off, and then using Regenerate to enhance the, obviously, regeneration of new epidermis, you're going to get a quicker turnover and heal things quickly. So we're talking about like healing a pimple in a matter of a couple weeks, which normally would take months.
Yes, absolutely.
It can take 8+ weeks to get something gone. Sometimes you're still left with like a hard bump, but we're talking about like healing it completely with things like this.
And it also depends on how healthy you are at that, specific time.
That's very true. If you're suffering from an illness,
if your immune system is down,
sinus infection, COVID, whatever you have,
that absolutely plays a big role.
Yes.
And how your skin recovers.
Because, your skin is your largest organ, right? So if you are not feeling well, your skin's going to show it.
And emu oil is a great option as well because it has the anti-inflammatory properties, antibacterial.
So if you need extra moisturization, because sometimes if you're like targeting something, let's say, I tend to tell people, like if you just got like one pimple or something like that and you want to do, I say like take a Q-tip, take either the salicylic 25, like I just say like buy a little sample, buy the 5 ml bottle of it if you're, get something, a cycle acne maybe once every so many weeks, dip that in there, make sure it's not dripping and just dab it right on there. It's going to frost immediately.
Try to
leave
get
it on for like
right
5 minutes.
on the blemish, not too much on the surrounding
try to get
skin.
it everywhere because it will dry up. Really aggressively. And then maybe like a layer will flake off, almost like a scab. But that's a really good way to heal something quickly. Only do that once. That's like a little tip, but do that once. No more than once per week on that. But that will help to dry up an active
So if
blemish.
there is someone out there that's watching this that is feeling down because their skin is just not how they want it to be, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
There is. And don't, I tried all the over-the-counter stuff too. There's a lot of products in those aisles that promise to deliver that don't. And that's because everybody just thinks one product is a miracle. Right. It's not one product. No. Unfortunately, it's not. And let's say you do have acne. There are very specific things. Like we need our salicylic. We need like the AB cleanser. We need the salicylic. To dig into the pores, we need a higher percentage of acid, like there's like plus 10%, to exfoliate, so you have less dead skin to clog those pores. Then we have things like that we recommend, like the epidermal growth factor. Makes things heal quicker. It's acne treatment. Got it. Then we have vitamin B, which is super healing. It helps with your barrier. It helps heal again acne. It's
Absolutely.
meant for acne. And then the retinoid. If
Yeah.
you're using those 4 products every single day and you have acne, it's going to heal that.
Yeah.
You just have to make it through 4 or 5 weeks. Go ahead and, use your
Right.
makeup, but keep treating. And make sure, let's just for one hot second touch on the fact that don't just use any makeup, right? I
True.
feel, and I'm not recommending any particular brand,
Correct.
but something that's like a mineral makeup is probably the best. No heavy foundations.
Yes.
They all have ingredients in there to help them, spread well.
Yes.
There are things that will clog your pores.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Use
Yeah.
like a mineral powder. We used to carry, Glow Minerals.
Glow Minerals, yeah.
Glow Minerals, and there's, I think, like Jane Airedale or
Yeah.
something
Bare
like that.
Minerals, there's a few other
There's
ones
a couple
out
of
there.
different brands. I would choose any one of those
Yeah.
over a liquid
Yeah.
foundation if you have acne.
Another tip is make sure that you're cleaning your makeup brushes.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, right? Because we don't realize.
Something
You don't
I'm
think
bad.
about it. And it's like, you're putting that on, and let's say you do have a blemish and you're, covering it with a certain brush.
Yeah.
And then, you want to make sure that you're cleaning those. So when you get past that, you're not going to, kind of spread that around again.
What if you pop something and there was a little bit something on there and you use that on your cheek and then
nightmare.
all over your, just think about that's your, like, my mommy vision, I foresee the future of
Yes,
every little
yes.
step you make. That is exactly something. Same thing with your pillowcase, all that kind of stuff. There's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
things. But, this is getting you through it.
Yes.
And, just...
We understand
you
the
can get
emotional side of it.
I understand.
Yeah.
More than anyone. I mean,
Yes.
I understand so well that it started me to create a company over
That's
it.
why we're here today.
Yeah, I get it.
Honestly.
I understand. I've been there.
I know, me too. I think that's why we have such a passion for these products and helping people. It's because we've been there. And
Yeah.
when you're on that side of the fence, you know how you feel when somebody calls you up and says, "Oh, do you want to go here and there?" And you're just like, you go to the mirror and you're like, "Ugh, I don't know.
Not
I just took
today."
my makeup off. I don't want to put this all back." It's troublesome. But you know what? If you stay the course, you get these good products, retinols, regenerate, exfoliation,
Yep.
stick to
That
the course.
blue LED,
You'll get past it.
you will. Call us if you need someone to commisserate with.
100%.
We're
we are
here.
here to hear you. We are here to pep talk
Walk
you,
you
give you a little pep
through.
talk, and
Yeah.
help you pick out the proper products.
Right. And it's simple.
Yep. Keep your chin up. We'll be here to help you out.